losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell me never in my lifetime.
All right, folks, what is going on? Welcome to a brand new, exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports, the realest sport podcast in the whole wide world, man. We got an up arrow, like something on the Dow Jones or something. We going up around here. Check this out, man. We are honored to be the only non-gaming show on the EA Sports Twitch channel. If this is your first time watching or listening, I go by the name of KSpadeTheProspect.
And I'm your boy LeParis57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Spade!
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't want to be no other place right now at 2 p.m. on a Saturday evening than right here with my homie. You're there on EA Sports.
Likewise.
All in the kitchen. We all in the kitchen chefing up.
And y'all need some more snacks.
They need some snacks for
y'all
real.
Need some more snacks.
And get my man Spade a water.
Right.
Yo, hey, Spade. Now, a lot of things happened this week, Spade.
Right.
Tebow to the Mets. Nah, we done with Tebow.
Nah, we ain't
talking no more Tebow. Spade, we're going to start where I want to be.
The league?
And that's the NFL. I know you don't want to be there, but it's no basketball news.
That's
no basketball news.
I'll find some.
Don't find none. We're going to start with the NFL. Spade, we got to talk about the Panthers Bronco game. I mean, okay. I kind of wanted to start with the Florida State game because everybody was in my mentions during the Florida State game talking about, oh, y'all don't look too good and blah, 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 and the young freshman quarterback. But I was like, we straight.
You weren't worried? Wait. You wasn't worried. Y'all was down 20-something points. You wasn't worried?
Check the tweets.
Oh, my, okay.
Check the tweets. I was never worried.
I knew you was going to say that.
I was never worried. Check the tweets. But Spade, you kind of vetoed that. You ain't want to talk no Florida State this week. So we're going to start with the NFL, and we're going to start with the Panthers and the Broncos. Spade, first of all, it was a great game to watch, but it was me and you was in a party watching the game, and we had a lot of issue with a lot of different things. Spade, you want to jump in?
Yeah, man. You know, this was one of our pick'em games, right?
Yeah.
And I told you the reason why I picked Carolina to win that game is because I felt like they had all this time to look at the footage, see everything they did wrong in the Super Bowl, and fix it. Life rarely presents an opportunity for you to get a chance to fix something that you screwed up the first time, but they had the chance. And lo and behold, even though the Panthers definitely competed, they looked better, they should have won the game, they still didn't fix some of the issues that forced them to lose in the Super Bowl. They still was putting Cam in situations where he's just dropping back, waiting for long developing passing plays when Remmers is getting his ass kicked by Von Miller. Somebody tweeted me and said, Spade, Remmers did a better job. He's holding his own. No, he's holding Von. He was holding Von in almost every play. It was one replay they showed where Remmers looked like he had Von in a full Nelson. He had his arms up under Von. Von was like this. What is that? Man. Like, man, it's crazy. I don't know why the Panthers don't have any short routes. You got Ted Ginn, who's a burner. Granted, he ain't got the best hands in the league, even though he made a tremendous catch on the sideline to put them in field goal range, but that's a whole nother story. Run some bubble screens. Run a screen to the running back. I know what you're thinking. Tolbert is big and slow. Stewart is big and slow, but Fozzie Whitaker is kind of fast. Run a screen to Fozzie. Get some quick passes out of Cam's hands so he can stop getting destroyed. He's not going to hold up, bro. He's not going to hold up.
As far as the game, before we even talk about the hits on Cam, before we even talk about that, as far as the game, man, I'm going to tell you, Remus been getting his ass kicked by Vaughn since last year. Like, it don't look like it never stopped. Like, he's still getting his ass kicked.
Right.
I'm going to tell you what. We was in the party space, and I was like, yo, who is their offensive coordinator?
Who's the OC?
Who is calling the plays? Like, the game started, it looked like Carolina had a game plan that was working. And I'm going to say shout out to the young, I knew he had 2 picks, but shout out to the young fellow on the Denver side, Simeon. He played well, man.
He did.
And looking at the way he played, you can see why they got rid of Sanchez. Because Simeon looked like he was poised in the pocket.
Very.
You know what I mean? Especially with guys like Coney Illy and those guys coming off. Thomas Davis and Luke Kuechly, he just tackles everything moving. Luke Kuechly sees the ball and attacks like a pit bull seeing meat. Like, that's what Luke Kuechly does. But Simeon was cool, calm, and collective in the pocket, was delivering great passes. Mm-hmm. The one interception he threw that I think Coney Illy, no, I think Thomas Davis caught. It was batted at the It was batted at the tipped at the line of scrimmage, and I like what I seen from Simeon. But Spade, the play calling was terrible on the Carolina end. I didn't feel like they ran the ball enough. Why was they going so deep? They was up. They was up. They was running 20, 30-yard routes. Why?
Don't know.
You guys were up.
Don't know.
I'm gonna tell you what else I don't like, Spade, and then we can talk about Cam with the hits. And this is a great segue into the Cam hit, Spade.
All right.
I don't like the naked bootlegs that they run Cam Newton on. Read option, I'm good with that. But just the naked bootleg for Cam Newton.
Well, they scored on one.
I mean, he did.
They scored on one.
He did. But Spade, they was running it in the middle of the field, and that don't sit well with me, man. At some point, with the hits Cam take, and that may be part of the reason why they don't call certain flags on Cam Newton. But Spade, I hate Carolina play calling. I hate that they did not upgrade that offensive line at all. Come on, man. The Carolina, for whatever reason, do not spend money. They better get it together, or it ain't looking good for the Panthers this season.
Yeah, definitely, man. You talking about you don't like the naked bootleg. I'm not a huge fan of it because your mind goes, that's a quarterback. He shouldn't be doing that. But you look at Cam. Cam clearly can take the punishment. He can dish the punishment as well. The thing that I saw that blew my mind, and once again, you told him we was in a party watching the game. This is kind of how we watch football together. And I was telling him, I said, yo, did they just run a read option to Von Miller's side?
Yeah,
like,
man.
why would you? I would never run a read option to Von's side. And Von did a tremendous job. He had a blocker on him, but he played the block. He actually drove the block. Cam didn't know whether or not to go inside or out. He was trying to go outside. It was like when you see two little kids playing, they doing that, jumping around. Like, Von was right there. You talking about setting the edge? He set the edge. He played the inside. He was basically playing two gaps.
Yep.
Don't run it. Like, who is the OC? I really want to know that. Like, that ain't rhetorical.
I think they said it was Shula. Somebody named Shula, Don Shula.
He got to go. I hate to say this, man. They got all this analytical crap that football teams are moving more and more to, and not just football. Sports in general is going more analytical. And I saw on social media, they were saying, like, top-tier Madden players, NFL teams was, like, hiring these dudes. Well, I'm by far not a top-tier Madden player, but I can tell you not to run at Von. I can tell you that when you're getting blitzed left and right, you need a quick pass and not a damn deep. Like, I don't know what they was doing, yo. And they be like, after the game, well, we got to, until we get home and look at the footage, we don't really know what's going on. Fam, I know what's going on. You're dropping this man back. His line is getting killed.
7-yard drops.
Just crazy,
Big,
yo.
7-yard drops.
Crazy.
With Denver's pass rush, Von chewing.
And they secondary. They got an amazing secondary, too. Like, man, what are you doing?
And Von is chewing this damn tackle up, man. Like,
yeah, man.
I mean, they had at one point in the game, Spade, they had Tolbert in the game to block. You would think, in my mind, you would think Tolbert would be on the side that Von is on. No, Tolbert was on the left.
Yeah.
Put Tolbert on the side Von on to help that tackle that's getting abused. He's been getting abused, Spade, since last year. Get this dude out of here or get him some damn help.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. And we can move on to the hits that Cam took. I
got a stat. I know you.
Oh, you got stats? You a stat guy now? Okay,
yeah, I know you usually the stat guy, but I got some stats.
Okay.
Cam Newton was hit 17 times, Spade.
That's got to be like the most times he been hit in a game, right?
17 times. And of course, 3 sacks. So 20 times. 20 times. 17 plus 3 sacks. 20 times Cam Newton was hit in that game, which is, I don't never want my quarterback to get hit. My quarterback is Tony Romo.
Yeah, your quarterback.
I don't want Tony Romo to get hit. But, Spade, I don't care if Cam was 6'5" in a tank. I don't care if he was a tank. You do not want Cam Newton taking 20 hits, Spade.
Not at all. So let's talk about these hits. The league, I don't want to just blame it on the movie Concussion. The league has been under fire about just concussion protocol, the overall health of their players, which essentially is the foundation that the league is built on. If the players are hurt, we don't watch good football, which hurts their product.
Yep.
They got all this concussion protocol. They got team doctors. They got like other kinds of doctors. They got neurologists. You got all these people on the field. Cam is getting tattooed out there You could say some of it was intentional, some of it wasn't. That doesn't change the fact that this guy was getting destroyed. Ultimately, at one point, Cam came out the game. We saw Derek Anderson warming up. We thought he was going to come out of the dugout and pitch down the stretch, so to speak. And Cam came back. Of course, Cam's going to want to come back. But they say that these doctors are there to protect the players from themselves. Unless you Jay Cutler, who, Jay Cutler just come out the game because he ain't feeling like it. Unless you Jay Cutler, you want to play, you want to compete. And it was a chippy game, man. These two teams don't like each other. TJ Ward I was finna say he was in Cam's face, but that would be a lie. He was in Cam's stomach talking trash the whole game. It was a very chippy game. How do you feel about it? Do you feel like Cam should have been pulled?
No, I don't think he should have been pulled. Listen, man, with the scrutiny under the league, on the league right now, if Cam had a concussion and them doctors put Cam back in, everybody gonna feel the wrath.
Right.
As far as the hits, though, where were the referees?
Makes you wonder.
I mean, what was there any refs they was calling holding out the wazoo.
Yeah.
They was calling holding all night.
Yeah.
Except on Vaughn.
Yeah, Vaughn got held every play.
Vaughn
still dominated.
But man, a spade. The Stewart hit on Cam. The Marshall hit on Cam.
I was about to say the Stewart hit wasn't even the worst one. Brandon Marshall's helmet hit Cam underneath the face mask.
And he lunged. She lunged into him.
Yeah, man.
See, the Von Miller hit, which you could question that. It was definitely helmet to helmet. I don't think Von should have been fined or suspended by any means. But I mean, it should have at least drawn a flag. Come on, I mean, during the early in the week, the refs said that last year they said that Cam Newton didn't earn that respect to draw flags yet. He was the MVP of the league, Spade. Whether he draw respect or not, they gotta throw the flags, bro.
Which I don't like that anyway. I mean, a hold is a hold. Like these calls are calls. You got to protect defenseless players. I don't know, man. Like I said, if you follow me on Twitter, I was trolling that whole night. I kept putting hashtag NFL cares. That's their slogan. We saw how much they cared. In the first game of the season, launched on primetime on a Thursday with people tuned in all across the world. That's what you showed. NFL cares. Ultimately, man, congratulations to the Broncos for getting the dub. I felt real bad for Carolina, man. They really should have won that game. I'm going to take a stab here. So, FSU fans, prepare for this. You can't trust a Seminole kicker. Wide left, wide right, don't matter. You can't trust these guys. The man said he was confident he could boot it in from 60. He said he could boot it from 60. They put him in range at 50, and he shanked it. Typical FSU kicker, which is why McCain's fan.
So you gonna tell me this game is on the kicker, so the kicker can't make one mistake?
Nope, because the kicker got one job, fam.
I get it.
He got one job.
I'm gonna tell you what else, Spade. That right tackle got one job. Block Vaughn. Can he block Vaughn?
No, he can't.
Oh, exactly. So the kicker can't make one mistake. Before the Broncos called timeout, he banged that joint.
Yeah, well,
he banged that joint.
The man said he could make it from 60.
They froze the kicker. He missed the kick.
The man said he could make it from 60.
I'm going to tell you what.
I'm blaming the kicker.
I'm going to tell you what. You can blame the kicker. That's fine. You can blame the kicker. But you better blame that offensive line. You better blame that offensive coordinator. You better blame Cam Newton. I don't know what was going on, Spade.
Why blame Cam?
Listen, they burned 2 timeouts in the first quarter, early as hell in the game, to avoid delay of games. I don't know if that's OC to Cam Newton relaying the play. I don't know if that's Cam Newton to the offense relaying the play. Whatever the reason was, they was not getting out of the huddle on time, and that's what the QB, Spade.
What? You can't say that, though.
Oh, that is when they do not get out the huddle on time, that is 100% on the QB.
Maybe. Not while we passing blame out, Gano gets on for just being a Florida State kicker, wide left, wide right. You got to give Rimmer some, who got destroyed the entire night. Not just Rimmer, the offensive line in total. And I feel bad because I'm sure some of those guys did a good job. It just didn't look like it with Cam getting hit play after play after play. You want to get an OC a lot of the blame, but you also, I want to get a head coach some. Okay. Because the team just didn't look prepared, yo. Especially the do-over at the last game you played.
CJ was gashing him.
CJ ate. I wish I had CJ in fantasy. He ate. You ready to move forward, fam?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right. Also, man, we talking NFL. I'm going to go ahead and move to the next topic. Seems like I got some issues with my music over here. Audio been tripping for everybody today. I don't know if y'all was watching a popular sports network this morning, but their audio was wild. I can't get my music to play. But anyway, we'll move on to the next topic, man. I want to talk about the fact that the Minnesota Vikings, last show we talked about, they shocked the world, traded what we felt like was way too much for a brittle quarterback known for getting hurt in Sam Bradford. If we weren't shocked enough with that, they came back and said, not only did we give away, a baker's dozen for damaged goods, we ain't even gonna start him. They come out this week and say Shaun Hill has been announced that he's gonna start this week. LeParis, you asked me last show.
I did.
You said, you think Sam Bradford gonna start? And my reply to you was, hell yeah. He better start. You don't traded a first and a fourth for Bradford. He has to start. LeParis, I don't know what's going on in Minnesota, man. What they doing?
Well, since we on EA Sports, I can say his name. Muck Guru tweeted out earlier. He was like, they not starting. They want to start Shaun Hill. What year is this? So
right.
I think
Jerry
is right. I think the wide receiver from Minnesota name is Jerry is right. He tweeted and said Bradford will start week 2. So I guess they just want to start Hill. I guess they just want to start Shaun Hill because he know the offense. I'm assuming. I don't know any reason you would want to start Shaun Hill, especially after giving up a king's ransom. You can pretty much say they did give up a king's ransom because whenever you trade a first-round pick for Sam Bradford, Spade, that's a king's ransom. I'm not trading a first-round pick for Sam Bradford and somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Never lied.
So,
I mean, at this point, we can't even say they tanking. Because if you tanking, you're not trading away your picks. So you trading away your picks. First, they sold us on the fact that Sam Bradford fit good in this scheme. He had some history with the OC. They sold us on this, and then they came back and say not starting. I don't know what that means. It looks bad if you're a Vikings fan. I'm sorry. The only good news I got for you is Adrian Peterson is still going to do pretty decent.
I'm going to tell you what else, Spade. A lot of people, even without Teddy Bridgewater, if I'm not mistaken, I think Teddy Bridgewater had 11 touchdowns and 7 picks last year, if I'm not mistaken. I know somebody going to correct me in the chat during the live show or on demand on the Full House. But a lot of people are still picking them to be contenders in that division. I mean, we got Green Bay going 14-2, 13-3.
Yeah, we got to
I don't know about contenders in that division. But a lot of people are still picking them to be contenders in the league. They're saying that their defense is stout. Once they start Bradford, they think they're going to be okay. So let me ask you that. Do you think the Minnesota Vikings will still be okay?
Nope. I ain't even going to let you get that question out because like I know, Sam Bradford, since we both learned who Sam Bradford was back in college, he's been brittle. He can't stay healthy. He ain't going to stay healthy. I don't even understand how Sam Bradford keeps getting these opportunities, bro. I really don't. I don't think Minnesota's okay. I feel sorry for him, actually. The lone bright spot on that offense to me, and they got some young pieces. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that whole team is trash, but I'm saying I feel like a team is offensively, you go as far as your quarterback can take you. Now, we've seen some teams win when the quarterback wasn't playing well, just notably last year when I'm finna call him Brett Favre, when Peyton Manning was out there doing his, man, that guy can throw some ducks. When he was out there with that linguini arm, that defense carried that team. And I know the Vikings got a stout defense. I know they do. But offensively, I don't see anything for him. You can say Adrian Peterson, but if you the defense, are you not gonna stack the box?
I mean,
I'm stacking the box.
I don't care if Sam Bradford was starting. I'm stacking the box.
I'm stacking the box. Shaun Hill gonna have to beat me. You ain't never lied, yo. He gonna have to beat me.
Let me tell you something. I'm sitting heat to Sam every single play.
Yep.
It's gonna be the
especially
only
since
game
you know
year.
he can't.
I said 99.9% blitzes.
Yeah, man, definitely. I don't know, man. I think they in trouble. One last point before we move forward.
Yeah.
I like Rudolph. I think he's a good player. How you feel about him?
I like Rudolph.
Usually when you see an inexperienced quarterback, and I know Shaun Hill been around the block a couple of times, the tight end can be a quarterback's best friend. So the only shot, if it is a shot of Minnesota looking good this year, I expect Rudolph to go ham. So if he ain't picked up by somebody in your fantasy league, go scoop him. Because if it's a chance Minnesota looks good, it's going to be because they dumping down to Rudolph a lot. That's what I think.
I mean, we seen Adrian Peterson. I think the year when he had 2,000, Adrian Peterson put the Vikings on his back. I don't know. I mean, AP is on the other end of 30 now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now,
I like the Vikings, man, and I root for Teddy Bridgewater to come back and get healthy. But I'm telling you, if any team, whoever they play this year, any team that don't stack that box to stop AP and make Sam Bradford beat them, their coach need to be fired. I want Sam Bradford to beat me. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, you know, Sam Bradford, he's good at the deep ball. He can make all the throws. I'm sending heat every single play.
All right.
Ready to move on?
Yeah, man, I got music back, man. I've been over here tinkering. Let's get it. What else we got?
Hey, I want to take it to the NBA now. I know y'all like, ain't no games, but they talking NBA. The Hall of Fame inducted some people last night. We kind of talked about this on previous shows. Shaq got in. I think Swoops got in. David Aldridge got in. Yao Ming got in. A.I. got in. A bunch of other people got in. Babe.
Yes.
What grabbed you from these Hall of Fame speeches we heard last night?
Shaq. I mean,
typical Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq is a charismatic guy. We already know that. Shaq took the liberty to make his like jokes. And he just sit up there and told jokes the whole time. What stuck out to me was Shaq saying that Kobe pushed him to be a better player and, you know, helped them win back-to-back championships, and then Kobe pushed them out of LA and sent them to Miami. I thought that was funny. Yeah. But you know, everybody there was them. You know what I'm saying? Yao came through and kind of cracked a joke or two. AI came through like typical AI. I think AI shouted out a bunch of rappers. And he thanked those rappers because he listened to their music. So, yeah, man, it was dope. I think everybody there was deserving. Shout out to Izzo. He was up in there, too.
Yeah, Tom Izzo as well. But, Spade, I mean, it's when you look at these guys, man, I just want to change it. You know, when you look at all these guys were important. And this is why I say people that's our age, maybe not so much, you know, younger than us, but our age, we got to see a lot of different eras. So it's crazy that these guys are going in the Hall of Fame, and I'm pretty sure both of us remember these guys coming in the league. We've seen them play in college. Yeah. And, I mean, you look at AI. Like, AI, man, one of my favorite all-time players, probably the toughest little guy ever next to Isaiah Thomas. I mean,
I'm not putting him next to anybody. I think he's the toughest small dude the NBA has ever seen.
And, I mean, when you talk about somebody carrying a band of misfits
to the finals.
To the finals, man.
Yeah, man.
You look at AI team. You look at the team AI had, and he carried them guys to the finals, man. Yep. But AI, you know what I mean? AI, he even gave a shout out to Tyronn Lue, and Tyronn Lue said that he thanked Allen Iverson, you know, for getting him his $5 million contract. So, I mean, I think I agree with you 100%. I think everybody that got in was well deserved, and I mean, it's a great way to start off the season before the season start to see those guys go in the Hall of Fame.
Agreed. All right, man. Let's switch it over. Let's talk something that you probably don't want to talk about. You ready?
I like to keep it on the field, Spade. You know.
Now, we're going off the field for this one, man. Of course, I want to go to the NCAA. I want to talk about the tremendous games we saw opening week. I don't want to talk about the lackluster week that we're going into with no ranked teams playing ranked teams. I want to talk about ex-head coach Art Briles and his apology. I'm doing air quotes because nobody really knows exactly what he apologized for. If you missed the interview, I'll sum it up for you. In short, he said some bad things happened on my watch. Yeah. And I'm not doing this for publicity, but I'm sorry. And it smelled just like somebody doing something for publicity. You know what I'm saying? It's like when somebody say, look, no offense, but what comes next is usually gonna offend you. So he was saying, I'm not doing this for publicity, but, and then he kind of did something for publicity. For me, man, I usually am that person to say everybody deserves a second chance. I always say that. In Art Briles' case, I don't really know because some of the alleged things that happened involve him just looking the other way on things that he absolutely know is wrong. I don't know how I feel about it, man. I kind of feel like this is step one to him trying to get back into coaching. If so, LaPez, is there anything he could do that will make you hire him for a head coaching job?
Absolutely not. First of all, he never really said what he was sorry for. That's one.
That's the big one.
And he said, well, the guy asked him numerous times, why were you fired? And he never gave an answer to that either.
Right.
I wouldn't hire Art Briles, especially not in college when you're supposed to be looking out for not just your players, But for the other kids on the campus, man, Art Briles was an authority figure on that campus, was probably the big man on campus. I mean, don't nobody really know Bella aside from football. And Art Briles was Bella football. And for him to just let this stuff go swept under, he swept it under the rug, don't sit well with me. I wouldn't hire him, especially not in the college head coach, not as a college head coach, maybe not even as a pro head coach. It's some rumors out there that he may succeed Jason Garrett down there in Dallas. I don't want Art Briles to be my coach, but I wouldn't hire him. Would you hire him?
I don't want to say never. Like I said, man, I'm a huge fan of people getting second chances, and who knows? I want to see more than what I saw. Based off, if this is his apology, no, I can't hire him after that. But I mean, it's work he could do. I want to see him do more and involve himself in some programs or whatnot, and just show that he really is remorseful for what happened. Especially if he had knowledge of things like this and he was looking the other way. Somebody in the comment section said, but he didn't rape nobody though. No, he didn't. But if he knew about it and he looked the other way, he may as well unzip his pants too. So to me, I want to see more before I'll hire him. But I won't say never. I can't say never.
And I'm one more point, Spade. It was just a month or two ago. Him and Jerry Jones was chopping it up, and they was asking Art Briles, and Art Briles was kind of like, I ain't do nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he ain't apologized. He didn't,
right.
I mean, Jerry Jones came out and he kind of backed him too, but I think definitely somebody got in Art Briles' ear to say, yo, you know what? Yeah. You may need to start apologizing.
Yeah.
You need to go on this apology tour.
Well, saying Jerry Jones backed him don't mean much, because Jerry Jones notoriously, he likes the bad guys, and he'll give you a second chance if nobody else will. That's just who Jerry Jones has been. So getting a backing from Jerry Jones, if anything, it makes him look more guilty to me. It's just my opinion. Sorry.
Let's move on, yo.
Right.
He always take a stab at the nose.
Nah, that's true.
And
that's
my
right.
Cowboys.
You know.
Hey, you gotta fall back a little bit.
My bad.
Wait, I want to keep it in college football, and I want to talk about Alabama, but not the head coach, the offensive coordinator down there. Lane Kiffin ended up getting his pay double. He got a raise. Man, how do you feel about Bama giving Lane Kiffin that guap?
They better. Bama can give him that money, or some other school gonna give him a head coaching job. Now, I got a weird opinion on Lane Kiffin. I think Lane Kiffin is a jerk. I didn't like Lane Kiffin when he was the head coach for the Raiders. I didn't like him when he was at Tennessee, but he got Tennessee right. Then he screwed Tennessee over. He dipped on him. He went to UFC. He kind of stole some of the recruits. That whole thing went crazy. I'm not a Lane Kiffin fan, but let's face it. When it comes to X's and O's, the boy Lane looked like he got something figured out, y'all. It looked like he got it. In 3 years of being the OC at Bama, 2 years they was in the playoffs, whatever you want to call it, NCAA playoffs, and this past year they won the national championship. Not only did they do that, don't get me wrong, Alabama, they always recruit great talent. He's got great talent. But they never really have a good quarterback.
That was going to be my point.
That he makes these guys look good enough to get the job done. I'll even take it this far. This one right here going to shock you. I'm going to even stop the music for this. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that my favorite college, the University of Miami, hired Mark Richt. But I was on record as saying the only person out there who I felt like had that swagger that would bring Miami back was Lane Kiffin. And I hate Lane. But Lane fits that old Miami mold, coming in, talking that trash, maybe got a little dirt on his fingernails, might be doing some illegal. Nah, I'm not saying Miami need that back. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying he fit. So, yeah, they better break bread, man, because this dude can get a job like that.
I mean, there's reports out there that if LSU get rid of Les Miles, they're going to swoop in and take Lane.
They better.
And I'm going to tell you what, Spade, to your point, I was going to say, Alabama always get the best talent, but they be having subpar quarterbacks.
Every year.
And I mean, they be letting big recruits get out of their state. They never recruit a big time QB for whatever reason. They always got a big time back though, and they always got a great offensive line. Mm-hmm. But Lane Kiffin gets those subpar Alabama quarterbacks drafted in the NFL. They always seem to make it to the NFL for whatever reason. Like, Greg McElroy had a short stint, but he was in the league.
Yeah.
I mean,
briefly.
Lane Kiffin, when it comes to offense, he flat out gets it done, man. Mm-hmm. And if Alabama gonna have, they better cut that check, because I'm pretty sure it's about half the teams in the SEC alone will probably want Lane Kiffin, other than the coach they have, LSU being one.
Yeah.
With all the troubles LSU have.
Definitely.
Well deserved for Lane Kiffin.
You ready to move forward, bro?
Let's get it.
Can I take you down memory lane for a minute?
All right, let's talk about it.
You remember when we on EA Sports Channel, so I can say this.
Yeah.
You remember when a golf game used to come out every year? Had Tiger Woods on the front of it.
Yeah.
Tiger's no longer on the cover of that game, and I still call that game Tiger Woods Golf.
That's funny, me too.
Tiger Woods, for a minute, he showed us pure dominance in the sport of golf. He was unbeatable. He was untouchable. I didn't care how much he was down. We felt like Tiger could still win. We saw him have some come from behind. I remember one of his games, it was like dark. Everybody had quit. Tiger was out there hitting golf balls in the dark. He was a cheat code.
Yeah.
And everything kind of went wacky for him. We found out he was a bit of a freak. That's been nice. He actually on that R. Kelly level. The dude is freaky. Then his game fell apart. Then injuries started to happen. I might not be telling it in the right order. I'm sure a Tiger Woods fan would tell me that injuries happened and then his game fell apart. But at some point, man, my man fell so far off that I don't call him Tiger Woods no more, y'all. You got to be good to have a nickname where I'm from. I call him Eldridge. That's what his mama named him.
Okay.
Eldridge Woods has been somebody lackluster, man. And I was kind of glad that he stepped away from golf, because it was young stars emerging and they weren't really getting no camera time. People were still talking about old Eldridge and how he missed the cut. Well, Eldridge is back, fam. Eldridge is eyeing a return in October. This will be his first, I don't even know what the hell you call them. What do you call them? Tourneys? What do you call them?
Yeah, I guess tournament, match.
A golf person, match. Tell me what the hell y'all call these things. It'll be his first in over a year, fam. Is Eldridge back? Are we going to get a chance to see Tiger again? That's what I want to know.
The crazy thing is, man, I don't think we'll ever see the Tiger that I never, ever watched golf until Tiger Woods came in. And I mean, I watched Tiger. I didn't even really watch golf. When Tiger was on, I flipped, I watched Tiger. Tiger left, I flipped and turned to something else. But I don't think, Spade, we will ever see Tiger Woods at his dominance. I don't even think we will see Tiger Woods win a major tournament again. I think he's done. I think Tiger Woods is done. I think we talked about this on the previous show way back when, before Tiger Woods said he was going to take a leave of absence. But I don't think we will ever see Tiger win a major tourney again. And he may win some little BMW Classic or one of those we used to promote, Volkswagen or somebody, Buick.
Buick.
We might see him win like a Buick tourney or something, but we would never see him win like the Masters or the U.S. Open. We would never see him win none of that again. I don't know if Tiger need a check. I would assume he doesn't. He don't.
Nah.
But maybe he just want to do it for the love. But I don't think we will see Tiger be dominant or win a major again ever.
So let me ask you this. I don't expect him to be back to Tiger form. I think we're going forever. I think we stuck with Eldridge from this day forward. Okay. But let me ask you this. What's preventing him from being Tiger? Do you think it's injuries? Because he has had a few injuries, and I mean, you definitely need your back to drive a golf ball hundreds of yards, I would assume.
I'm gonna tell you what. On top of injuries, the swagger. He lost his swagger, and that could be because of women. It could be some of that, or his marriage falling apart. It could be a ton of things.
Right.
But to me, when a great athlete like a Tiger Woods, I look at him just like Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey is struggling with getting back in that octagon. Once you lose that aura that you it's tough to get it back. And Ronda Rousey is struggling with that. Tiger Woods is struggling with that. And I think, it's all of it. It was like the perfect storm.
Right.
Everything happened to Tiger on top of injuries, on top of getting older. And golf is one of those sports that you can play when you
forever.
You can play forever.
Forever. Yeah.
But on top of all, it was like the perfect storm. Everything happened to Tiger, and I just don't see him. I just don't see him getting back, Spade.
I'm glad you said that, because you set me up. Like, if this was wrestling, you just put the opponent up on your shoulder and I'm on the top rope. Let me clothesline him off. I got you. Tiger's fans not just recently. I'm talking about when he first started to decline. I had people getting at me like, Spade, you're a little hard on Tiger. He's had a back injury, and if your back goes, I don't buy it. I'm going to tell you why I don't buy it. You know what people do when they get old and retire? They play golf. You trying to tell me 60-year-old guys got better backs than Tiger? I don't believe it. I know Tiger hurt his back. Tiger got long money, y'all. Tiger got the best doctors and surgeons, the best medical people, the best medical staff in the world working on him. I saw Willis McGahee's leg go the wrong way, and that man was running footballs the next year. You mean to tell me Tiger back won't allow him to swing a golf club, but my grandfather can go play golf? I don't buy it. It's not injuries, y'all. It's mental. And I'm not saying Tiger's losing his mind and he crazy. I tell people all the time, the person who sit at home and watch sports, who's never played sports at a decently high level, I got to say decently because I never played at a high level, but I played at a decently high level, like high school level. People underestimate how important confidence is. Confidence is huge to athletes. If you really believe you better than the man in front of you, or in golf, you're not necessarily playing against the man, you're playing against the course. If you believe you better, you really believe you better, you can be better. But if you doubting yourself, if you shooting up jumpers and you doubting, man, it's a wrap. And I don't think Tiger's confidence is there. I don't think we'll ever see Tiger again. The man is Eldridge. Eldridge Woods will be back in October if you want to see the artist formerly known as Tiger Woods.
Nah, I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci.
What else we got, bro?
I'm Gucci personally. Spade.
Yes.
The moment that we've all been waiting for.
What's that? Because I don't know. I'm new here.
We're going to talk top 5 wide receivers, top 5 cornerbacks.
Let me get us some tunes. We're going to need some tunes for this. This is
top 5 wide receivers, top 5 corners. Now, anybody that's been watching us for the past couple of weeks, we pretty much ran through everybody except the offensive line because Spade hate O-linemen.
No, I don't hate them.
Five O-linemen.
They just not important. As long as it ain't Rimmers. I know who I don't want. That's Rimmers.
Not important. Did you see how Rimmers just get his ass kicked since the Super Bowl?
Yeah, other than Rimmers.
Man, listen. We gave our top 5 at every position.
Yes.
Except for the offensive line.
Yes.
Y'all know I wanted to talk O-linemen. Spade didn't. Whatever.
Nope.
But top 5 wide receivers, top 5 corners. I'm going to tell you what, Spade. I had issues with my corner position.
Why?
That's why I want you to go first and give me your top 5 corners.
I mean, I'm
but
good with it.
I ain't going to front. I'm looking. The cornerback position is probably the hardest position to judge. And y'all may say, why? Spade, tell them why.
Oh, you want me to tell them why?
I mean, I'll tell them why.
I mean, you threw me the alley-oop, I dunk it.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Judging corners is tough because to me it's the only position that you cannot at all rely on stats.
That's right.
You can't say, well, this guy don't get any picks. Because the better corners, they make OC's scheme away from them. The guy who get a lot of picks might be getting picked on. I mean, you're going to eventually get some. Also, you can't even look at tackles because some of the best corners in NFL history, Deion Sanders comes to mind, was horrible at tackling. But that don't mean that he was horrible as a corner. He was one of the best cover cornerbacks I ever seen before in my life. So when you look at corners, it's really different facets of playing corner. Some of them are more physical against the run. Some are better in pass coverage. And some just shut down the side of a field and just sit over there and chill all day because quarterbacks don't want to throw it at.
Let me elaborate a little more, Spade. It's zone corners. It's man corners.
Yep.
I mean, it's a hard position to judge, man.
Agreed.
It's a hard position to judge, babe. And that's why you going first, champ.
Okay. I'm not even going to fade the music out. I'm going to just stop it. This right here, I'm going to catch some heat, but I'm cool with it. Now, if this is your first time watching us do our top 5s, first of all, I want you to go through our YouTube channel, the Full House ENT on YouTube, and you can go back and see our top 5s at other positions. Right. Also, you get a chance to hear me say what I'm about to say again today. This isn't based off stats. We're not just looking at the stats and taking the top 5 names we see. This is us using what we call the eye test. And when I see somebody, I might see something different that you see when you look at them, okay? So keep that in mind. When I told you guys we was going to start this, I named one guy I said I'm a fan of, and the chat destroyed me. They flamed me. So what better place to start this thing than that? Actually, I take that back. We're not going to start that. Also, we're going 5-1.
That's right.
At 5, I got Marcus Peters. Now, let me speak on this.
Young kid, Spade.
Young guy. And I'm going to tell you, people going to say, oh, Peters should be higher because Peters had 8 picks. Peters is, first of all, people question this kid coming out of college. He had some disciplinary issues already. He came into the league. I think he got picked on because they didn't want to go to the other side of the field. I think he was picked on, which would actually mean he's not a top corner. But if he's picked on, I want to see him respond well. And my goodness, did he responded well.
I like the pick.
I give him that. This was tough because I wanted to put Revis at this 5 spot. Revis is not who he used to be. He's not as fast as he used to be, but he's still a playmaker. If I'm not mistaken, I think Revis had a few picks last year, but more importantly, he was like picking up loose balls. He recovered some fumbles. He forced some fumbles. He did other things, but I didn't put Revis there. 4 is the spot that I feel like y'all gonna flame me about. I told you guys I like this kid. Before we started doing the list, I told y'all I liked him in my top 5. I remember the outrage. And number 4, I got Desmond Trufant from the Atlanta Falcons. Trufant is not a ball hawking corner. He don't get a lot of picks, but the kid is in every play. If you watch the Falcons play and their secondary is trash to me, Trufant is not the dude to try on that team. I like that kid. That's
He's
what I see when I watch him.
Player.
Well, could be that. That's what I see when I watch him. I know he don't have a lot of picks. Y'all gonna tell me he don't get picks. You can throw it right to a Trufant and he probably won't catch it. That's why he's not a wide receiver. But the kid is in every play. Watch him. Okay? Now the top 3 get a little bit easier. At 3, I got Richard Sherman. Y'all gonna want to know why I don't have Sherman higher? Because I still feel like even though Sherman is a system corner, they play the cover 3. They got great rush off their front 4. So sometimes they don't even have to blitz to pressure quarterbacks. It puts them in a good situation. But look, when they do try Sherman, he steps up. Mediocre. Mediocre. When they try him, he steps up. I got Sherman at 3. The top 2 for me are super easy. Number 2, I got Chris Harris Jr. Chris Harris Jr. is phenomenal. He's a small corner, but his ball hawking skills are phenomenal. He almost had the most amazing interception I think I ever saw. He dropped it. But LaParis, you remember the play in this game?
I remember on the sideline.
It wasn't even his guy. He turned around, back up the field, and laid out and almost picked it off. Chris Harris Jr. is number 2. Might get some flack for this. For me, at number 1, I got Pat Pete. Pat Pete does a lot. He was shadow receivers. He will follow their best receiver from both sides. He can do kick return. He can do punt return. He's a little bit physical in that he can help in the run defense. He's really good in pass. I've seen him in zone. I've seen him in man. I got Pat Pete number 1. My list is fire, y'all. I know y'all mad at me. Y'all mad about the Trufant. I like the kid, though. LaParis, go. The heat is on me.
When I was looking at the corners, man, let me tell you something, Spade. I was having an issue. I was having some issues because, I mean, like, corners is so hard to judge. And I'm going to go 5-1. And at number 5, Spade, I got Darrelle Revis. Revis has been a consistent corner in the league. I don't really even count them Tampa Bay years. I don't even think Revis cared. Revis just wanted to get paid. Tampa Bay was cutting that check. He went on down there to Tampa Bay. And after 1 year, if I'm not mistaken, he got the hell up out of Dodge.
I ain't even mad. Like I said, Peters or Revis, I could have went either way at 5. I'm not mad at you having him there. I like that.
And I mean, and Revis is smart enough. Revis is smart enough to know I'm losing a step. I'm open to becoming a free safety.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know what? Revis becoming a free safety will stretch his career out probably another 5 years. See Charles Woodson. See Rod Woodson. You know what I mean?
However,
will probably stretch it out another 5 years.
Those other 2 Woodson guys, I think, might be better tacklers than Revis, but that's neither here nor there. Go ahead.
That's true. But at number 4, I think you had Trufant number 4.
I did.
I got a guy that they probably gonna flame me about, and that's Darius Slay.
I like Slay.
Darius Slay for the Detroit Lions, another guy. Man, let me tell you something. When you look at that Detroit defense, it ain't too many guys you look at and be like, man, we don't want to go over there. But it's one guy that you do that with, and that's Darius Slay. A lot of people don't pick on Darius Slay, and I mean, Darius Slay is in a very, tough division up there, especially with Green Bay being up there.
Yeah.
And he got to deal with Alshon Jeffrey when he's healthy. So Darius Slay is definitely my fourth corner. My third corner. Spade, I agree with you. I got Sherman number 3. For all the reasons you said, I didn't have Sherman higher because Sherman
It's a system corner.
System corner, zone corner, stay on one side, does not guard the best receiver on the other team. He plays this side, but he does it well.
He does it well. Like, we can't fault him because they don't ask him to do more. What they ask him to do, he does a hell of a job of.
He does his thing. When they throw it, when he throw it to Sherman's side, he makes them pay. But for that reason, that's the reason I got Sherman number 3. Number 2, Spade, I got Pat Pete. Pat Pete, when you want a prototypical corner, I think Pat Pete is the guy. Like, the dude can tackle. He's fast. He can catch the ball. Like, when you look at, he got great instincts. Pat Pete. Number 2, Spade. Number 1, I gotta go Chris Harris Jr., man. And I know a lot of people are like, yo, Chris Harris Jr., I mean, he gets helped a lot because he has that pass rush.
Got that pass rush.
People on the other side.
Yep.
Let me tell you something, man.
Great team.
Chris Harris Jr. is an amazing corner. And I was going to bring up the same play. That wasn't even his man.
If that happened in Madden, you know what we would say? Man, they got to tune that. That man broke off of his guy. I know that's what I would say.
That man was looking at the quarterback. He pivoted with the right foot, turned them hips, and dove to make the catch.
Right.
Dove to make the catch and almost completed it.
Crazy.
Chris Harris Jr. to me is the best corner in the league, a young guy that I think going to be around for years. And for that reason, I have him number 1 on my list.
I respect your list. I like Slay. I like Trufant. I can't believe that many people not up on Desmond Trufant. I think it's because he don't get a lot of picks. But I tell you what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to respect your list. I really thought I was going to hate it, but I like it. Okay. I like mine better, but I like it. So now I get a chance to turn the tables on you. Top 5 wide receivers, 5-1. You going first. I don't cut the music on for you, fam. Give us your top 5 receivers.
Y'all already know. First of all, number 5 is Dez Bryant. Because #Dez caught it. Dez is number 5 on my list. Dez Bryant. Dallas Cowboys. Healthy Dez gonna eat. So for that reason, Dez Bryant is number 5 on my list.
Whatever that is.
Chill. Spade. Can I do my list?
My bad. Go ahead.
Can I do my list? So I got Dez Bryant number 5 on my list. Number 4, I got DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins cooked with 6 quarterbacks last year. Like, DeAndre Hopkins is a beast. And I think if him and he don't even need. I was about to say if him and Osweiler can get some chemistry, he'll have a great year this year. He don't even need chemistry with quarterbacks. They was throwing.
Clearly not.
They was getting quarterbacks from the popcorn stand last year, like throw it to Hopkins, and he was making plays. So DeAndre Hopkins is definitely my number 4 wide receiver. Number 3, I got Odell Beckham Jr. It hurts me to have Odell Beckham Jr. on my list. He's a giant, but I cannot take away what Odell Beckham. He's an amazing wide receiver. Odell Beckham is my number 3 receiver.
Indeed.
Number 2, when I'm looking for a prototypical wide receiver, I want Julio. I want 6'5", 4'3", big hands, big body, ain't scared to go across. Man, Julio, you'll throw a slant to Julio and he'll take it to the house. Believe me, I'm a Cowboys fan. He did it to us. Julio beat us by himself. We was up on the Falcons. Julio beat us by himself.
Yeah.
Julio Jones is the second best wide receiver in the league.
Okay.
Number 1, gotta give it to Antonio Brown.
Why is this? Tell him to me.
This dude, the best route runner I ever seen in a very, very long time. That dude runs that. I mean, he stick that foot. He catches the ball with his hand. I love everything about AB. I like his personality. I like everything about AB. I mean, if you wanted a smaller stature wide receiver, I think you gotta go AB. Like, that's that. Antonio Brown is amazing, and for that reason, he's my number 1 wide receiver on my list, Spade.
Okay.
Give me them 5 on my team, and we eating out there. You could give me them 5 wide receivers and give me Shaun Hill, and we going to the Super Bowl with Shaun Hill.
Now, can I ask you a question?
That's what you do.
Did Dez make it on this list because you're a Cowboys fan?
Absolutely not. Dez made it on this list because #Dez caught it.
I like your list. I don't know about Dez top 5. I like Dez. I think Dez is a tremendous talent. I like that he's an emotional player. I feel like that emotion makes him play better. It's also dangerous. Sometimes it sends him over the edge, and his judgment is questionable. I don't have Dez on my list, fam. I'm gonna go ahead and break the bad news to you. I don't have him. I don't have him on my list. My number 5 is gonna probably get y'all up in arms, but that's okay. When I tell you why he's my number 5, it's gonna get y'all up in arms, and that's okay. I had my top 4. My top 4 was easy.
Okay.
5. I saw a lot of guys that I felt like could make an argument to be in that 5 spot, so the tiebreaker had to be stats for me. I went through and I looked at stats, and wow, the guy I went with in number 5 is the epitome of consistency. Not only is he consistent, he's played for some notoriously bad quarterbacks throughout his entire career. You got to go up to the AFC, what is this, AFC South? AFC East? I don't even know what division the man in. I'm talking about Brandon Marshall. I got Brandon Marshall at 5, man. Brandon Marshall is consistent. 1,000 yards receiving in every year of his career except for his rookie year and a shortened year to injuries. Other than that, this guy gets you 1,000 yards receiving easy every year. Playing with let me think.
Cutler.
When he was in Denver, well, I don't think it
Plummer.
was Jake Plummer, Cutler, Chad Henne, Geno. He had a Geno year and a Ryan Fitzpatrick year. Brandon Marshall, when you think top 5 receivers, man, I wanted AJ Green in there. I wanted Dez in there. There was a lot of guys that was right there at that 5 spot. But when I went to stats, to deny Brandon Marshall would be a crime, and I try not to commit crimes.
Okay.
At 4, I got Odell Beckham Jr. I told you guys last year. I got him at 4. I told y'all last year that I think Odell got the best hands I've seen in a long time. He runs a good route. He's a good route running receiver. But his hands, to me, are the most impressive thing. He can just catch a football, man. Like, it's an art to catching a football. I think he's got the best hands I've seen since Jerry Rice. But we thought Jerry Rice was good because he caught bricks. But then he came out and told everybody to use Stickum. So, hell, I don't know. Maybe he got the best hands I ever seen. At 3, the list going to kind of get similar from here on out, fam. At 3, I got DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins put up beast numbers with trash quarterbacks. That has to go a long way. Also, he put up beast numbers when he's on a team where you know the defensive coordinator is scheming against him. When you the guy the defense is trying to stop and you still eating, you a beast. He's a straight up beast. And the crazy thing is, I don't think DeAndre is peaked. I don't think he's peaked.
Me neither, Spade.
That's what's scary. He's still going up.
That's what's scary
with DeAndre Hopkins. 2 was easy, man. Give me Julio Jones. It's tough for me to give love to Julio, man, because he went to Bama. I hate Bama. But he's it. He's just it. I mean, no nice way to put it. Julio is it. And number 1, for the same reason you said, man, Antonio Brown is the most amazing route runner in the league. And it's crazy because he's not that fast. He's not tall. Every reason why he should be bad makes him being as good as he is even more impressive. He also, last year I put a knock on him. I didn't have him number 1 last year because I said that he played for Big Ben, and Big Ben looked for him every time he dropped back.
Hey, Spade, you know what? Let's forget about last year. Last year I had Demaryius Thomas on my list.
You did.
And for the past 2 years in Super Bowls, Demaryius Thomas has showed me why he don't even belong in the top 10. But go ahead.
You said what he's showing you in the Super Bowl. I'm still looking for him in the Super Bowl. I wasn't even sure he played. He got hit one time. Luke Kuechly hit him, and I ain't see him anymore after that. But Antonio Brown is hands down the best route running wide receiver in the league. I do this thing that's unfair. I try to say, when I look at these top 5s, I wonder will these guys be as good as they are in different systems. And last year, I knocked AB because I don't know that he'd be that good in different systems. I don't. Because I just know that Big Ben looked for this dude. But this year, I gave him the props because I said Big Ben looked for this dude so often because he knows he can rely on him. Quarterbacks like knowing that they can rely on a receiver, and you can rely on Antonio Brown. He proved that for us. So that's my top 5 list, man.
I don't have a problem with your list other than Dez not being there, but I like Brandon Marshall too.
They asking me why AJ Green ain't in there, fam. AJ is a monster.
It can only be 5.
But it can only be 5, yo. And Brandon Marshall, woo, look at his numbers. Like, if you on the fence about B. Marsh, look at his numbers, yo. He's consistent.
Yeah, they can only be 5, man. And I mean, that we not, just because they ain't in the top 5 don't mean they ain't good receivers. Like, we know AJ Green is it. Like, yeah, we know he it, but they can only be 5. I mean, I'm not mad at your list. I thought Dez would be there. You ain't put Dez there.
Nah, man.
But substitute him for B-Mar, I'm good with that.
Yeah. You was just talking about the fact that just because they're not in our top 5 don't mean, we ain't got them up high. For some of these people, LeParis, tell them how your cornerback list was looking. Tell them, like, you had 1 and then what you have.
A bunch of...
But you were saying that you had the slash marks.
Oh, yeah, like, it was like...
You was trying to put...
Yeah, I would have Chris, like, 1 and then /1. Like, it was tough, especially at, like, 3, 4, and 5. Because, I mean, I see the name Hayden coming up in there. I was looking at True Fine. I actually
Joe ain't it no more.
I was looking at... You said Hayden ain't it?
I don't think Hayden is what he used to be anymore. I think he's lost a step.
I think it's that Browns. It's the Browns, man.
Well, that's definitely some of it. That's some of it.
So, I mean... It was tough. The cornerback position was one of the. I mean, even Norman. Like, I could probably argue Norman at 5, but Norman only had 1 good season and he cashed out, which I'm not mad at.
And he's a system. He's a system corner. And like we said, Sherman's a system corner, but he's
been doing it
well. He do it well. He's been doing it consistently longer, and he does it well.
That's right.
Last year he had Aaron Rodgers play a whole game where Aaron Rodgers wouldn't even throw at him.
Just insane.
I was pissed at Aaron Rodgers. I said, throw the football over there, Aaron. He was like, nope, not on duty. Yeah, not on duty.
He didn't throw a whole game.
A whole game.
Yeah, man. Without a third of the field. Come on, man.
So we got one more segment,
I don't have a problem with your list, Spade. I want to know what. You know what? We'll talk after the show, Spade. We got another segment.
Right.
And let them know the last segment, Spade.
The last segment, man, we brought back a segment that you guys like. I think y'all like it because y'all like seeing LeParis get beat. It's the Pick'em game of the week. I mean, this is what I think, LeParis. That's my opinion. We call it the Pick'em game of the week, where we just look at what we feel like might be the most intriguing matchup of the week, regardless of the sport, and we pick who we think we're going to win that game. Now, last week, we gave you guys 2 games. LeParis made sure not to lose by picking both of the same teams that I picked. We will see if he do the same thing this week.
What are you talking about? I picked Florida State, which is my squad.
I don't care. Copy my paper. To me,
and
my paper.
I was getting tweets like, it's over, y'all suck. And I was like,
looking rough, man.
Check the tweets. I was like, we all right. We all right. We all right. But go ahead, Spade.
I want to let y'all know, this week when we was trying to pick intriguing games, I tried to go to the NCAA. It ain't no intriguing games out there. Not for me. We could have said VTech, Tennessee, but
we could have said Rutgers Howard, but he don't like Rutgers.
Apparently, Howard don't like Rutgers either, because last I saw, Howard was kicking off in their butt. But what we're going to do is give you guys not 1 but 2 NFL games. We can decide which game was more intriguing. The Monday night game, one of them, So let me tell you the 2 games we got. We got Cowboys-Giants. That's a great game. I'm intrigued about that game. And also, we got Tampa-Atlanta. That's a game that I think is going to be a better game than people are expecting. So, LeParis, you on the hot seat. I'm not asking you about the Cowboys game, fam. We know what you're going to say. Bucks-Falcons.
I don't know what I'm going to say.
We know what you're going to say. Bucks-Falcons, who you got and why?
I'm going to tell you what, Spade. I might shock everybody right here. I'm going with Tampa Bay. And if I'm not mistaken, it may be at Atlanta. And I'm going with Tampa Bay.
That's not a shot. I know why you're doing it.
Want to know why? Because they got Jameis Winston at quarterback.
You so
and
Spanish.
I do not trust that Atlanta defense. Atlanta defense got to show me they improve. And until they do, I'm going to go with Jameis Winston, Doug Martin, and Mike Evans. So definitely give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that game.
Okay, I like that. I'm going to give you my pick. I, too, am going Tampa. Let me tell you why.
Don't you win Atlanta? I'm shocked.
Let me tell you why. And Falcon fans, y'all gonna be so mad with me. Tell you about Matt Ryan though. If you hit old Matty Ice a time or two, them passes get a little errant. Ain't no telling where they gonna go. So if Tampa can get some pass rush on Matt Ryan, I like Tampa. Plus they got one of the best running backs in the NFL and Doug Martin. Don't get me wrong, I like Devontae too, but Doug just led the league in rushing. Give me Tampa. All right, LaParis, let me go first on this one right here. Dallas, New York Giants.
Spade.
Starting
right,
two
bro.
rookies. Starting
right.
a rookie under center. Starting a rookie in the backfield with a questionable defense against Peyton's little brother. Give me the Giants. And y'all know I don't even like Eli, but I don't believe in these rookies, and I don't believe in the Cowboys defense. Give me the Giants. Chop them up, Eli, like you always do. Eli run y'all, man.
The Giants
Eli
spent
runs
$200 million on their defense, and I don't believe in their defense.
Okay.
So give me the Dallas Cowboys. That gonna play well. I
I knew
mean,
you was going to say that.
hey, listen,
I knew it.
Ezekiel Elliott has been exonerated for them charges of I guess sexual assault, whatever it was, domestic violence, whatever it was.
Yeah.
He has been exonerated. And I'm gonna tell you what, Ezekiel Elliott had a couple of carries against Seattle that had me looking at Zeke like,
He
Zeke
earned some
might be
respect.
it, yo.
He definitely earned some respect.
So
definitely.
I'm looking at the Giants, and I'm like, man, the Giants spent some bread on defense. But you know what? I'm still going with my boys. I think it's going to be a shootout, and I think Dak Prescott, Dez Bryant, and Ezekiel Elliott will come out on top. The Cowboys will win that game.
Who y'all gonna stop? Who y'all defense gonna stop?
Who the Giants gonna stop? We only need. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what.
The Giants at least got a pass rush.
Shh. I ain't even gonna be disrespectful. I was about to say something about Pierre-Paul. I ain't even gonna do it.
Don't do it, fam, because you never know when a firecracker could fall in your hands. You never know.
I'm not gonna say it. They spent $200 million on defense, and to me, that defense looks subpar.
They got Olivier Vernon out there. He said you pinning them ears back, Dak.
Okay.
Watch your back, Dak.
Okay.
That's what he told me.
Expect.
I was just on the phone with Olivier the other day. He said he pinning his ears back. He's shooting at Dak. That's what he said. I thought he was trying to rap. That's what he told me.
Vernon went to Miami.
No, but he just left. He just left the Dolphins.
You talking about you on the phone with Olivier Vernon. I'm like, did he go to the Canes? Like, he played for the Canes?
Yeah, of course he did. I was going to deny that because you was going to say that's why I picked the Giants. Of
That
course
is
he
why.
went to Miami. No, that's not why I'm picking him.
You
Though.
knew he went to Miami.
But that's not why I'm picking. I didn't want to tell you that because I knew you was going to say that. But no, that's what he told me, for real.
Okay. Hey, listen. Leave in the comment section down below. If you live with us, let us know who you guys picking in the pick'em game. If you watching on YouTube on demand, let us know in the comment section who are you guys picking in the pick'em game. I like that we pick different in one game. So then we'll see. I mean, we both of us 1-1. I mean, I don't know why you hate the nose so bad. I don't know why you picked the nose. You should have went Ole Miss, but
because I support my conference. I support the ACC.
I think
unlike you.
I think you somewhat a nose fan. That's what I'm gonna say.
Not at all.
I think you are. But anyway, Spade, you got anything else to add before I close the show?
Man, this has been a great show, man. I see we got some new names in the chat. As always, man, every Saturday you can catch us here. I just want to thank the new people who came through and kicked it with us, man. We moving on up. If you new here, you probably ain't know this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, we are a top 100 most downloaded sport podcast on iTunes. Man, we got some people that rock with us, and we love them to death. All right, LaPaz, I'll shut up.
Listen, as usual, like you just said, I can reiterate all that, but it's 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, y'all.
It's 3 now, but whatever.
But I mean, the show started at 2 o'clock.
True.
That's what I mean.
Fact.
The show started at 2 o'clock, and you guys could be any other place, but you choose to be here rocking with us, man, and we greatly appreciate that, man. We want to thank you guys for watching. As usual, if you wasn't able to make it to a live show, you can check us out on demand at TheFullHouseEnt on YouTube. And if you don't want to see two guys mug shots in your face, talking, arguing in boxes, we got audio podcasts everywhere. SoundCloud, ऊPodOmatic, iTunes. You can download us everywhere. You know what I mean? While you're driving to work, doing school work, working out, whatever. Talk some sports with us.
That's
also, Spade, I know we don't talk about other shows on this show, but I gotta say, First Take is doing a little contest.
Right.
And I'm hoping that Spade will want to enter. I want Strong Arm Sports to enter the contest.
Oh,
I would love to get our show up there. to debate
With
Stephen A. Smith
I'm in
and
that.
Max Kellerman and even Molly. So
I don't think you can debate with Molly, fam.
whenever the details are, announced, I will let you guys know, and we hope that you guys will support us. If help us get up there and win the contest. We want to thank you guys for your continued support. We love y'all. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, man.
Thanks.
Thank y'all for rocking with us this Saturday afternoon. We'll see you guys next episode.
Peace.
Peace.